प्रणाम। आप सबका स्वागत अरुंधति एस्ट्रोलॉजी का 10 बजे स्टारी स्टारी नाइट्स पे। और आज दीपावली है, इसीलिए सबको दीपावली का शुभकामनाएं। अष्टलक्ष्मी पूजा होते हैं आज। Yesterday Mahalakshmi puja happened. Today is the day of Ashtalakshmi. Some also say it is the day of the form of Lakshmi. Aj, today is also celebrated. Yesterday it was Deepavali as well as Kali Puja. So today is the Deepavali and Kali Puja special, and I am going to speak a little on Goddess Kali. Goddess Kali, that this form of the Devi is a very recent phenomenon. So how did Kali Puja start? How did it all start happening? We shall be, and where all it is celebrated. Usually, Kali Puja is a very popular Devi in Bengal, in Mithila, in Orissa, Assam, and even in Maharashtra. And in, especially in the Kali form, it is very popular in these regions. In Nepal and in other parts of India, usually the goddess Lakshmi is people, the Hindus worship goddess Lakshmi on this day, and not Kali. So why Lakshmi, why Kali? We shall be speaking on that, and we shall show you. Last Sunday we had discussed about a very famous 500-year-old Kali Puja. So yesterday that puja of that Ma happened. So we shall show some small glimpse at the end. So as per the Kalikula sect of Shaktism, the supreme celestial mother goddess, Mahakali, took 10 manifestations to slay evil on this earth, which are collectively known as Dasa Mahavidya. Kali Ma जो है, ये देवी का ये रुद्र मूर्ति बहुत पहले से नहीं पूजित होते थे. ये बोलते हैं कि ये बहुत रीसेंट फिनोमिनन है, और काली माँ का पूजा ज्यादातर बंगाल, मिथिला, ओडिशा, असम में ही होते हैं. दूसरे जगह पे दीपावली के दिन महालक्ष्मी का पूजा होते हैं. और कालीकुला जो सेक्ट है शक्तिज्म का, उन लोगों का कहना है कि सुप्रीम मदर गॉडेस का 10 रूप ये पृथ्वी में आए, जो ईवल है उसको विनाश करने के लिए, और वो 10 रूप को बोलते हैं दसा महाविद्या. Each Mahavidya has a day of incarnation on the Hindu calendar of 12 months. So out of these, the 10 Mahavidyas, the last goddess is known as Kamalatmika, whose day of incarnation is celebrated as Kamalatmika Jayanti, and it falls on the Deepavali day. And she is often, as I say, recognized as the Tantric Lakshmi. उनको तांत्रिक लक्ष्मी के रूप, एक रूप भी बोला जाता है. वैष्णव जो सेक्ट के होते हैं, वो यूजुअली इस दिन श्री राम अयोध्या वापस आना और श्री कृष्ण का, कोई श्री कृष्ण का पूजा भी करते हैं. इसीलिए बिकॉज सीता is seen as a roop of goddess Lakshmi, so goddess Lakshmi is also usually people pray to goddess Lakshmi on this day. Eastern और नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न इंडिया में ज्यादातर कालीकुला जो कालीकुली शक्ता फेथ के जो लोग होते हैं, तो वही the root of Kamalatmika and Mahakali is usually worshipped in the eastern and the northeastern region. That is it is the day of Deepavali, on the Amavasya day, that Kali Puja happens. So the festival of Kali Puja is not an ancient one. It is said that it is as recent as 16th century, and there was devotee, Shakta devotee, a devotee of the mother goddess, जिसका नाम थे in fact it was brought in Bengal, it started in Bengal, it was made popular in Bengal by Krishna Raja Krishna Chandra Raya, and after him his son the Ishwar Chandra Raya made it even more popular. So along with Durga Puja, then Kali Puja became one of the biggest festival in Bengal as well as in Assam. So, usually in the mainstream Brahminical Hinduism, we do not find that is a non-tantric tradition with usually they usually worship goddess Lakshmi and not Kali, and the ritual dressing of Kali is in the Brahminical houses, where they are not tantric. It is the Adya Shakti Kali is worshipped, but without any animal sacrifice. It is she is offered food, sweets made of rice, lentils, and fruits. But those who do it in the tantric form, their animal sacrifices happen even today. Though animal sacrifices have been banned, but it still happens in many places. And some of the biggest devotees of Kali Ma is Ram Krishna Dev. Then we have Bama Kappa. There is a very famous, even we call Pithasthan, called Tarapit in Bengal, where Bama Kappa, which was the seat of Bama Kappa, Ram Prasad, they are all very big devotees of Kali Ma. And it is said that Kali Puja is a very recent phenomena. As I was telling, there was a tantric scholar whose name was Krishnananda Agama Vagisha. Krishnananda Agama Vagisha, who got the Devi came into his dream and said that from now on, you have to make this form of mine popular. And it was the Kali form. So from then on, the Kali form has become, it is said from the 16th century, Kali Puja has started. Kali Puja was not there before the 16th century. So we go back now to our astrology part. So how is Kali Ma associated with, see, usually because astrology is very old, it is mentioned, as we know, in one of the Vedas. And since it in the Vedic form, Kali Puja was not prevalent, hence it is a more recent phenomenon. Hence it is said that in order to propitiate or order to take care of Rahu or take care of Saturn, you can pray to Kali Ma. And usually every Saturday, the Kali Mata Puja happens in all the Kali Mandirs in Bengal and Assam and in Orissa. So since I was mentioning earlier as well that today at the end, we shall also be showing the famous Kali Puja that was discussed last Sunday. We shall also be showing a glimpse of that Kali Puja at the end, a small video at the end. So we were lucky enough to shoot a live video on the day when the puja is happening. This time, because of COVID, you will not see too many people there, though there are still some people, no, but not too many. Usually it is very crowded. 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh people are usually present there in that a small in Borobaloon, which is not a small village, it's quite a growing village, I would say. But in that small narrow lane, there are nearly 1.5 lakh people standing and watching the 18 hand tall Kali Ma being worshipped, and she is said to be very alive. Where whatever you pray to her, she grants your prayer. And not only that, if you stand in front of her, people who have been there, they say that it seems as if, she is looking at you, and even though she looks fierce, those who have seen her for many a time, you find that there is a very benign, a very motherly aspect of her as well. And I think that is true for any Kali Mata figure. You see one of her hands, though she has a mundamala, she has a kharga in other hand, where it is said, what does this signify? First, let me go into that. So Kali, the word comes from the word Kal, which means time. And again, Shiva also has a name which is associated with time, which is called Mahakal. So we know that the entire universe has a positive and negative aspect. I shouldn't say positive and negative aspect. So in ancient times, they never called it positive, negative, which is more physics. They called it as feminine and male aspect. So in the Hinduism, the male aspect was passive, and the female aspect represented energy and was active. And in the Chinese tradition, the female aspect is considered passive and the male aspect active. So we have these two aspects in the universe, and all the ancients recognize this. So as the male, I wouldn't say exactly the male aspect, as one aspect which is passive, it is Shiva and it is Mahakal, and the active aspect is the Devi, which is full of energy, scintillating energy, and that is Kalima. Both have the name Kal or time in it. Why? Why? Because they represent infinity. And they represent a very unique form of not just the infinity. Some even say that they represent the black hole where everything disappears. It is said everything disappears within Shiva, everything disappears within Kali. So in a way, both of them, and especially Kalima, represents the black hole kind of phenomenon, where when once you enter her, time is different and everything vanishes within her. So, and Kal, she is Kal ke upar, Kal ke pare hai, and which is why she is said that time stops with her. Hence her name is Kali. And why Mundamala in one hand? The Mundamala represents our ego. She is slaying our ego with the khadga, and so that we become egoless. Because only when we are egoless, we can drop our identity. Our identification with the body is required. We have to go beyond it to merge. So ego is somebody say, oh, he's proud, he's not proud, he's all that is ego. I would say recognizing myself as my body, recognizing myself as my name itself is ego. Recognizing that I am doing something itself is ego. So you need not be proud or not proud to have ego. Ego is very basic to us. Without, in fact, to be a human being and to walk around, every time you will be asked your name, and that name will be associated with the body. This name identification and body identification is ego. What else is ego? Other things are distortions of the ego, where we put up walls, we cannot communicate with people. That those are distortions of ego. But this basic ego is there. And when we are saying that we have to go beyond the ego, it is this basic ego, not even the distorted ego. That distorted ego anyway should not be there, because that will anyway cause a lot of problem in our life. But it is this ego, that this basic identification. This is Arundhati and this is my body. Once I can drop this, then only I can really meditate, or I can really experience the infinity within me. Not even I don't need a rocket to go to outer space and experience the infinity. I can do it sitting in my home on my chair where I meditate regularly and experience that. But for that, I have to go beyond this identity, beyond my body. Only then can I do it. This simple, very basic ego, we have to go beyond. And that is what she is doing. She's slaying that ego. She's slaying that identity we have. That I am Arundhati and I am this body. And the other hand, has a Varada, which means whatever boon you ask, she will grant it to you. She's a mother, right? And whatever, as a small baby we have asked from our mother always gave. At least my mother was like that. Whatever we would ask from her, whether it is an Archie's comics or whether it is Mickey Donald or Hada Boda, she would give it to us, whichever way possible. So for me, a mother goddess is like that, whom you ask like a child, then she will give. And another is that Abhaya Murti, that don't be afraid, I'm there. That is true even from my own biological mother. She was there for us for everything. I'm scared, mother is there. Things are not working, mother is there. Mother is quite like that. So Mother Goddess is also like that. She is like your biological mother. You have to relate to her that way from your heart, like a child, and say, whatever you want, you ask. Whatever you don't want, you're scared, you ask. You scold her, you fight with her. She is your mother. So let us get a glimpse of this lovely, beautiful mother goddess and in life. Last time we just saw her picture. So give me a moment. I shall be putting you there, and so let me see, where can I get you this? So we shall go and see that. We will take a tour of that lovely village and that beautiful mother goddess right now. A very, very brief video, but she is in all her splendor, all her splendor. And I don't think I'll be doing justice without showing her to you. So let me share the screen with you and share. So one of my friends asked me, are you missing the whole? I have been there and it's magnificent, magnificent. So let me start. That is the mother. She is inside her temple, and she is beautifully adorned. And those gold ornaments are real gold ornaments. Some are plated because 80 hands. So you can imagine she's nearly like a 3-storied high building, and the temple is huge, huge. So some of them are plated, silver plated, some are real gold ornaments that she's adorning, and she gets Benarasi saris. And there is a collapsible gate which closes her. See, she's towering even over the collapsible gate. So a very, very beautiful picture. And this is a very unusual idol. Very, very unusual idol. A similar idol is also worshipped in a neighboring para or neighborhood, but in a much smaller scale. That is called Chotoma. This is called Boroma. Boroma, the word, the root is Burama, meaning the old mother, because she has been worshipped from 500 years. So as it is said, an ancient and revered Kali, name is derived from Burama, or the old mother. It is celebrated in Borobelu. So was that not beautiful? Does she not look exquisite? Yes, she looks very fierce. So when the first time I saw her, I was scared. But then I got the same kind of scary feeling even when the first time I met my own guru. He looked at me fiercely, and I thought he has seen my past, my present, and future. I got the same feeling when I met her. So, and for me, my guru and Kalima is not different. They are one and the same. So whenever I go in front of her, I feel it's a towering figure of my guru. And whenever I go in front of my guru, I feel it's a benign mother in front of me. So yes, it's an amazing feeling. And when you see her again and again, the only thing that comes across is how beautiful she is, how benign she is, and how amazing she is. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that small video. And again, happy Deepavali to everyone. This is a festival of light. Let us become the light for everyone. Let us light up each other's life. Let us give hope. If our words come out of our mind, let it be the words of hope, of love. And let this Deepavali, let us all destroy all the negativity in us. Where is the evil? See, evil is not out in the world. The world becomes evil only when the evil in us rises. So once we can root out the evil in us, and all of us can do that, there will be no evil on earth. So let us destroy the evil in us. Let us love. Let us be a light and hope for everybody. Meet you again next Sunday, 10 o'clock. We will be continuing the Mahapurush Yoga next Sunday. We have one Mahapurush Yoga left, which is the Bujak Mahapurush Yoga, and there will be a special guest coming. She is also a very beautiful singer and a very energetic person. So we shall meet her tomorrow and the next Sunday. Tune in 10 o'clock at Starry Night. Till then,